Welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Essie Gaston Edwards in for Junior Garcia. Here are some of the stories we have for you tonight. St. Thomas man shot and killed, St. Thomas teen missing, and Walk of Fame awards held. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
TV8 News is brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total, you know where to turn.
In tonight's top story, a St. Thomas man died on Saturday night after being shot while driving. 3 minor female passengers were also in the car, and at least one was wounded in the gunfire. Melody Rames has more.
Major crime detectives on St. Thomas are investigating the fatal shooting of a 41-year-old man. 2 female minors were also injured, and at least 3 vehicles sustained gunshot damage. According to the preliminary investigation, at about 6:15 p.m. on June 28th, police were dispatched to a vehicle accident on Smith Bay Road. At the same time, police were notified of a shooting on Smith Bay Road between the Point Pleasant Hotel and the Smith Bay Playground. Officers inspected a gray vehicle in the area and saw a man in the driver's seat who was unresponsive. 3 female minors were also in the vehicle. 1 minor had a gunshot injury on her hand, and the other minor had cuts from broken glass. All 3 victims were taken by ambulance to the Schneider Regional Medical Center. Police have identified the male victim as 41-year-old Irving Clendenin Jr., who was shot at least once in his upper body and was later pronounced dead by medical staff. Detectives said Clendenin was traveling eastward on Smith Bay Road with the 3 minor female passengers. He and the minor were struck by gunfire, which was being discharged by passengers in 2 or more vehicles traveling in the opposite direction on the same road. Officers and investigators on the scene discovered a second vehicle nearby, which was struck by bullets and sustained damage from a collision with another vehicle. No driver or passengers from the second vehicle were identified at the time. A third vehicle police suspected was also involved was located nearby in the Tutu high-rise housing community. That vehicle also sustained damage from bullets. Investigators are continuing to gather information on this incident. This case is under investigation by the Major Crimes Unit. Persons with information regarding this incident are asked to contact the VIPD Major Crime Unit at 642-8449, Emergency 911, or Crime Stoppers USVI.
In other news, 14-year-old Taharka Wade has gone missing on St. Thomas. Detectives there say the teen ran away from school on June 13th. Melody Rames has more.
Juvenile Bureau detectives are asking the St. Thomas community's assistance in locating a runaway missing 14-year-old minor, Taharka Wade. Detectives said the minor ran away while attending the Adelita Cancrine Junior High School on June 13th. Taharka Wade has been sighted several times on St. Thomas since then, detectives said. Taharka Wade has a dark brown complexion and short black hair. He is 4 foot 5 inches tall and about 75 pounds. He has been seen in the Oswald Harris Court and Paul M. Pearson Gardens housing communities, as well as in Sugar Estate, First Avenue, Thomasville, and the Boulevard. Detectives are asking anyone who has seen this minor to call them at 715-5542. You can also call 911 or make an anonymous call to Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. Remember, anyone found harboring or assisting Taharka Wade to evade police can face criminal charges.
New tonight, police on St. Thomas have arrested Michael Davis in connection with the near-fatal shooting of a man near the Friedenhoy ballpark on June 26th.
Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives arrested 41-year-old Michael Davis after he was identified by police as the suspect who shot a male victim near the Friedenhoy ballpark. Davis was charged with first-degree assault. According to the preliminary investigation, police were notified of the case at about 11:45 a.m. on June 26th. Officers said the male victim was sitting on a wall near the ballpark when two males carrying handguns approached him and began firing their weapons at him. The victim was shot in his upper left chest area. He was taken to the Schneider Regional Medical Center where he was treated for his injury. The suspect, Michael Davis, was arrested at about 4 p.m. the same day and placed on a $100,000 bail. He was remanded to the custody of the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. Detectives said this case is still being investigated and police are searching for a second suspect. Anyone having any information on this case is asked to call detectives at 714-9834, 715-5522. You can call 911 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. You can also text USVI plus your message to crimes. That's 274637.
In another incident involving a firearm on St. Thomas, police are searching for a man who brandished a gun at two female employees outside the Options Day Spa in Sugar Estate. Melody Rames has the details.
Police on St. Thomas are searching for a suspect who approached two females at a business and fired at least one shot. No one was injured. The female victim told police that on June 27th, between 7:45 and 7:30 p.m., she and another female were taking supplies into the rear entrance of the Options Day Spa in Sugar Estate. They were approached by a slim man who had braids in his hair and was wearing all black clothing. The male displayed a handgun and the woman ran into the store and closed the door. They then heard at least one gunshot. Police canvassed the area searching for the suspect but were unable to locate him. Detectives from the Criminal Investigation Bureau are following up on this case. Anyone knowing anything about this case is asked to call detectives at 714-9834 or 715-5522. You can also call 911 or Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. You can also text USVI plus your message to crimes. That's 274637.
As construction continues on WAPA's solar energy plant, Hugo Hodge, WAPA's executive director, provided an update and tour of the construction grounds.
I get the goosebumps when I see these racks.
Exactly.
Because I know the work that went into getting us to this point. I know all of what we're overcoming to get to this point. I know what this means for the territory. So I got goosebumps walking up and seeing the racks where they are right now. And I know when I see the panels, it'll be that much more for me. Yeah. Not so much to be proving somebody wrong when they say we couldn't do it, but just knowing that we're doing something that's going to really affect every person in the territory when it's all said and done. Because these systems, unlike the ones that are on somebody's rooftop, these affect every customer on the WAPA grid, everyone.
This is going very well. In a matter of a week and a half, we have this whole place covered. The contractor is doing a very, very good job, and they are being very conscientious about keeping the vegetation and everything clear and nice and neat. In a very, very short time, we would have this thing going. I mean, maybe by next week more, next Tuesday, we should
start putting panels in.
Start putting panels in.
This project was actually going on a different location first before it came here, and but this is actually the best location for it. Someone asked me why here, why not somewhere else, and ideally, being so close to the substation cuts a lot of costs down in conductor, getting it to where you're going to tie into the grid. So the interconnection cost is at its minimum when it's right adjacent to the substation. So a lot of money is saved by having the interconnection right next to the substation.
Stay tuned for more news after this.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And now, here is Cynthia Graham with your nightly Caribbean report.
Thank you, Essie. We've brought you reports on how the mosquito-borne disease chikungunya is rapidly spreading throughout the Caribbean. In a new report out of St. Lucia tonight, health authorities there say the virus has now spiraled out of control. Dr. Michelle Francois of St. Lucia's Ministry of Health has confirmed that almost all communities in St. Lucia have been affected. Though not stating the specific number of individuals confirmed to have the virus, Francois said there are more cases on the ground than those that have reached hospitals and community health centers. She said the ministry anticipated the spike in the spread of chikungunya simply because the local population does not have immunity to the virus. Law enforcement officials in Antigua say they have intercepted a vessel originating from Jamaica with more than 2,300 pounds of marijuana worth more than $41 million. A statement from the Office of National Drug and Money Laundering Control Policy said it participated in a joint operation involving the Antigua and Barbuda Coast Guard in intercepting the 65-foot vessel last Wednesday. The statement said the vessel originated from Jamaica and was being operated by 6 Jamaican men. The seizure is the third successful one in Antigua last week alone, and authorities there say they have begun a program targeting young people about the consequences of illegal drugs. A permanent sanctuary has been established for sharks in the British Virgin Islands waters. The move was made in May and fulfills the commitment made by the territory's premier, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, during a 2013 meeting on regional protections for sharks. The designation prohibits commercial fishing of all shark and rays species and also bans the sale and trade of sharks and shark products within the territory. Sharks play an important role in maintaining the balance of the ocean's environment. Their loss could cause irreversible damage to the ocean, along with other economic losses. The BVI now has joined the Bahamas and Honduras as the first Caribbean government to implement these types of measures. This has been tonight's Caribbean Report. I'm Cynthia Graham. We'll be back tomorrow to bring you more news and views from in and around the Caribbean. Essie, back to you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Retired teacher Larry Garrard held his second annual USVI Walk of Fame Awards this past weekend on St. Croix to honor local entertainers and radio personalities.
My name is Larry Gerard, a retired elementary school teacher at the Paul B. Larson School. This is the second year I'm doing the USVI Walk of Fame Music Awards. And this is an award show that is honoring Calypsonian singers, bands, arrangers, producers, and radio DJs. And now I'd like to present an award to Hewlester Bat Company Russell. Music Achievement Certificate. Hewlester Bat Company Russell is awarded this certificate in recognition of radio DJ and Calypso show MC at the Curriculum Center the 27th day of June 2014.
Larry, I got to say thanks to you and, of course, your organization. I'm just wondering, what do you know that I don't know? Because, of course, as the saying goes, you should get your flowers while you're alive. I'm just wondering if you know something about me and my doctor, because I'm getting mine while I am alive, and it normally does work the other way. So I want to thank you. Of course, I don't do what I do for honor and glory, but I'm glad that you and others appreciate what I've done, and I'm grateful and honored to accept this award. Thank you, Larry.
Taco and the Playboys. And of course, we have Mapleton Taco Lawrence, who was the bass player and the band founder. From St. Thomas, we have Lucian Daddy Harry England. He's a drum machine programmer with Jam Band. James Tremil Gerard. He's a musician and a band member with Chemil and the Jamals in St. Thomas. North Song International, which is having the 40th anniversary and reunion. Now, Taco, I spoke to him and he could not make it because he's off island. And I am accepting the award on his behalf and will give it to him. Next year, I plan to host the third USVI Walk of Fame Music Awards. And I hope that more people will help with the efforts because it's a grand task to do. The awards, I had to work with a lady in the States to get the awards because doing an award show and you're just starting out is very expensive. So if anyone is interested in helping, you can also contact me at 692-2619. And I hope to make the event a bigger affair as it goes along.
Stay tuned for more news after this.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
And finally tonight, St. Croix Senator Terrence Positive Nelson invites the public to the 13th Annual Emancipation Day Fort to Fort Walk to Freedom on July 3rd.
This is a call to all freedom fighters in spirit. The 166th anniversary of Emancipation Day here on St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, will take place on July 3rd, 2014. I am asking all of you to come on out and join us for the 13th Annual Emancipation Day Fort to Fort Walk to Freedom. This is when we will walk from Fort Christian to Fort Frederick to commemorate the efforts of our enslaved Africans in 1848 here on Santa Cruz, who walked to Frederickstead and congregated at Fort Frederick to demand their freedom from then Governor General Peter Van Scholten. It is important that we, in today's time, that we remember the efforts. It is important that we give reverence to the efforts of those times. I'm asking you to come on out, wear white, wear comfortable shoes. There will be a van riding behind us for those who might get tired. We do have refreshments along the way. Again, it's not a race. It's not a fast-paced walk. We take our time. We begin promptly at 5 a.m. I'm asking all union leaders and their membership. I'm asking all churches and their membership. I'm asking you young people to come on out and be a part of this 13th Annual Fort to Fort Walk to Freedom. It is not about politics. It is about standing up against any type of injustice, inequality, or oppression. And we may not have slavery in America today, but there are many of us still being oppressed, whether by financial situation, domestic situation, or whatever the times might dictate will be oppressing us. I'm asking you to come out and let this be a liberation for yourself individually and for us collectively. I do believe that we will and we must overcome this period also and use the energy, the courage of those individuals who stood up in 1848 to move us forward. Again, it's the 13th Annual Emancipation Day, Fort to Fort Walk to Freedom. All are invited to participate. It's freedom time. Where will you be?
Your weather report is up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
And now it's time for your weather report.
Tonight's weather's isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 81. East, southeast wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Tuesday, there'll be isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 84. East wind around 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. On Tuesday night, there will be isolated showers again, partly cloudy with a low around 81. East wind around 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. On Wednesday, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 84. East wind around 17 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. On Wednesday night, scattered showers, partly cloudy with a low around 81 degrees. East wind 17 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. This is Alexis Barnes with your Channel 8 weather.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at WSVI-CH8 and follow us on Twitter at WSVI-TV News. Be sure to subscribe to Channel 8 on YouTube at WSVI-TV News Channel 8. Watch us on your computer, plus use the free Dish Anywhere app to DVR or see us anywhere in the world on your smartphone or tablet. And that concludes the news broadcast we have for you this evening. From all of us here at News Channel 8, I'm Essie Gaston-Edwards. World News is up next. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
TV8 News was brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total. You know where to turn.